show. I hate bad secret media.
Gamers, welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. This week's episode, gotta pry that Game Boy out of your grandma's hands because we're about to play something on it, or something that's related to it. Either way, your grandma fucking loves this game, so does everyone else.
I'm player 1, Toby.
I am player 2, Goobs!
And we are a retro video game review show where we take some of the old classics and we dissect them and we talk about the gameplay, the music, the fun facts.
We talk about the rage meter, Toby. It's like, do you want to cut open a tin can and just start stabbing yourself in the fucking lower thigh with it? Because that may do it. Or you want to open a tin can, just drink some delicious beverages that are inside, because that could be the 1 to 10 scale right there on how much you want to rage.
And then we wrap it up with a nice rating from 1 to 10 because
we are simple folk.
We're simple folk, and that's as high as we know how to rate things to a 10.
Yeah, nothing's higher.
Nothing's better than a dime piece.
Damn right, son. Oh, yeah.
I said we usually talk about classics and stuff. I think we're talking about one of the more classic games today.
This is up there in the echelon of echelons of retro video games.
Yeah, and really we're talking about two classics.
So you get two for the price of one.
That's right. So we are going to be discussing Tetris Dr. Mario. Now, would you like me to tell you some details on this game?
Let's jump face first right into the dates.
So this game was released in North America on December 30th, 1994. It was developed by Intelligent Systems, and it was published by Nintendo for the Super Nintendo.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
This is a single or multiplayer game, and it is a puzzle-style game.
Hell yeah, it is.
Now, would you like to hear a story?
Oh, it's time for everyone's favorite time of the month, or time of the week. Time of the month, maybe not. It's time for story time with Toby.
Mario was tired of saving the princess and really wasn't making enough money to support Peach's expensive lifestyle. So he decided he needed to become a doctor to make more money. Becoming a doctor it just takes too much schooling, you know? So to quickly become a doctor, he moved to Mother Russia and played Tetris and fought germs.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so there's no story in either one of these games.
Became a backdoor doctor giving people ass injections full of cement and shit.
That's right. So yeah, there's no real story to this game. And actually, both of these games are remakes from the NES versions. The Tetris version for NES came out in 1984, and Dr. Mario was 1990 on the NES originally.
So you bought these games both separately before, perhaps, and then you're going to buy them again.
Right. And you know, it's a good 2-pack to have, especially, you know, upgrading your system. You got the Super Nintendo.
Got to keep Grandma happy, man.
Yeah, you gotta make Grandma happy, which is funny because my Meemaw used to play this game all the time.
They all do. Parents, grandmas, nephews, cousins, uncles, aunts, sisters, brothers, step cousins.
I specifically remember my mom and my Meemaw having races in the multiplayer and like trying to always see who could outdo each other.
That's awesome.
So yeah, this game has been something that I've really actually grown up on this particular version.
Still less fights than Monopoly.
So there is a speedrun record for this game.
Oh, really?
Yes. So speedrun.com has a record for the fastest 100 lines cleared on Tetris, and it is set by Neon Fuzz, and he did it in 4 minutes and 47 seconds, but he used an emulator. There's a little note that says emulator.
Oh, that could be technically cheating.
Maybe, I don't know, but he was quick, so I tried to emulate him and his quickness. I got to 75 lines and died.
Oh, okay.
So it's not an easy task, and I wasn't going as fast as he was. I was trying to take my time, and somehow I just screwed it all.
Watching world record holders on Tetris is absolutely amazing. They don't even really look at the pieces and they're already fucking down.
Yeah, it's nuts. One of the gaming convention that I went to not too long ago, they had a Tetris competition, and it was bonkers. It was way bonkers. I don't know how they can process it so fast. But anyways, let's talk about Tetris a little bit. Would you like for me to give you some history on Tetris? I know this is a little bit different than what we usually do on the show, but I've got some history on the Tetris game.
Okay, comrade. That's Russian.
I got that. So, Tetris was originally created on June 6, 1984 by Soviet-Russian software engineer Alexei... Okay, these are some Russian names. I'm gonna mess this up. Pajotinov? And it's funny because I've listened to about 100...
Pajotinov?
Is that how you say it? But I don't know.
I'm Ukrainian, so I'm kind of Russian. Not really,
I've heard so many people say his name, and I have no idea how to pronounce it still. So we're just going to call him Alexei, if that's even right.
You gotta say it angry. Alexei.
So it was developed by him while he was working for these fucking words. Dordenschnitt Computing Center of the Soviet Academy of Science, a Soviet government-funded research and development center. So his job was to test the capabilities of the new hardware that they were using, and so he'd make a bunch of like really simple games just to make sure everything was working correctly. Tetris was originally going to be shapes called pentamino shapes, which is the same shapes that we know and love from Tetris, except it's got one extra block. So tetraminos is 4 squares in different positions. Pentaminos is 5 squares.
Oh,
so there was
an extra dimension.
Yes, so there would have been 12 different shapes with a pentamino shapes that can be formed with the 5 blocks, and then there's only 7 with the 4 blocks. So there's only 6. Yeah, there's only 7 different combinations that could be made with the 4 blocks. So that would be less convoluted, you know?
Big word.
Yeah. Hey, give us a review for that big word.
We just use the same big word every episode.
But yeah, no, it just made it a simpler game without having...
Oh yeah, having all those extra shapes and just be crazy, some of them. We're used to our 7 core.
So Tetris was originally programmed for the Russian Electronica 60 machine, which it's just...
Oh, the RE6. You ever played that?
Is that what it is?
No.
The RE60? I like that. That sounded cool. The RE60. The gameplay that I saw, it looked like the Fallout, like when you break into the computers, it's all like the green with the black background.
Oh, okay. Like very simple DOS shit.
Yeah, and they didn't have like graphics or anything, so they used letters for the blocks. So there's the I, which is just the straight line, the J, the L, the T, the S, the Z, and the O. So that's your letters of Tetris.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I've seen ones of that where they're just letters coming down, not just the shape.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, block letters, but, you get the idea that those are once you see it, you're like, oh, yeah, that is an L and a J. So the story goes that he was addicted to his own game and that he didn't even finish it. and that the final build of the game only had a score system with no levels or anything like that.
I get the highest score. His wife and kids have left him.
Yeah.
He's the first person to live in his grandma's basement from playing video games.
That's right. So if you don't know Tetris, what you're doing is you're getting these 7 shapes and you're piling them into a rectangle of sorts, and you're basically trying to make a full line of the Tetris blocks, which will clear away a line. I don't know why I'm explaining this, because I feel like everyone knows Tetris.
You never know, man. But yeah, it's a pretty simple concept. Make a line, don't leave any spaces in between, clear it out.
Yep.
So on and so forth, because they keep coming down at a faster and faster rate the longer you progress. And when you get to the high levels, oh my god, is it goddamn frustrating.
And once you clear out 4 lines, like if you get 4 lines in one, they call that a Tetris.
Da-da-da.
So that's, you clear a Tetris.
Like, do you play just for Tetrises? That's the way I mostly do it.
I usually do, but when I was trying to play earlier to try to see if I could quickly do 100 lines like him, I was just trying to knock him out, because that's kind of what he was doing. And then like later on, the player was actually doing Tetrises and stuff. So I was trying to use his technique to speed run.
Speed build?
Speed Tetris? I don't know.
I normally build the wall with my 4s, like the long skinny ones, and then build in between there and then drop them down the side when need be to get my Tetrises, get the high score.
Yep.
That's how you level up faster.
So the name Tetris comes from combining the Greek numeral prefix tetra, the falling pieces that contain 4 segments, and tennis, which was Alexei's favorite game. So he just combined the two, and that's where we get Tetris from. The original plan before Tetris was Alexei and his colleagues were going to make several games to sell in one system called the Computer Fun Fair, but the laws in the Soviet Union wouldn't allow private sales of a product.
Yeah, because a little thing called communism.
Yeah, so they ended up giving these games out for free, and Tetris was by far the most popular one. Tetris was the first game to be exported from the Soviet Union to the United States, where it was published by Spectrum Holobyte for the Commodore 64 and the IBM PC. It was released in the United States in 1987, and Computer Gaming World magazine called the game deceptively simple and insidiously addictive.
Yeah, this game definitely is, once you start playing, you can't put it down.
Right, you're just like, one more.
Yeah, and it's simple to pick up, easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about video games. Like, get into it very easy, but like if you want to be a pro, you got to put your fucking time in, yeah. You got to learn all the shapes, all the ways of every shape, and every color of the wind. That's a Disney reference.
Okay, I was about to say I didn't get that one.
Yeah, well, it's a music reference. You don't normally get musical references,
yeah,
Disney or not.
So the Andromeda had also some of the licensing, sort of. There's a lot of licensing issues with this game.
Oh, fuck yeah, there is.
And it ended up being released on several different computer systems, like the Apple and stuff like that.
There's even multiple carts for NES. Some are more rare than the other ones.
Right.
Been released by different companies.
Right. So Alexei didn't want to get in trouble. So basically what he did was he gave the Soviet Union the publishing rights for the next 10 years to Tetris. So the creator, didn't get a dime of this money.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Again, communism.
So that, like I said, there's a lot of confusion in the actual who owns it, who's legal to produce a game. But it was all cleared up in January 1988 at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, where it was picked up by Dutch game publisher Henk Rogers. Him and Nintendo ended up striking up a deal, and they ended up bundling it with the Game Boy, which was huge.
And that sold a bunch of systems.
Yes. So Rogers was later quoted as saying, "Tetris made Game Boy, and Game Boy made Tetris."
Damn right it did.
And I think that's very true. Yeah, without one, they wouldn't have the other.
And everyone who owned a Game Boy had Tetris. Doesn't matter again, who you were. You always had Tetris around in your life.
Yeah. So Alexei finally started getting his royalties from his Tetris game in 1996 when he and Hank Rogers formed the Tetris Company. So they got all the copyrights and the trademarks back, and once they did this, they established the Tetris Guidelines. Do you know about this?
No.
So it's not like 100% public knowledge or anything, but I guess like the Tetris community has like kind of started putting stuff together. But from 2001, the standard Tetris mode all have this guideline that they have to go by. So each color must stay the same for each shape from game to game. So, and this is the standard version. Like, if there's some kind of crazy other version, they can change colors. But they have to stay the same colors per game.
Makes sense, because once you get used to seeing the color, you automatically think of the shape that it belongs to, right? So you can go by just colors as well. So it makes sense to keep it the same.
Yep, and that's exactly why. All the pieces have to rotate at the same rotation point. Again, it's the familiarity of it.
Oh, imagine if this one fucked everything up for Tetris. Like, changed all that, changed the colors of everything. Like, oh no, this ain't my Tetris. Hashtag.
Yeah. Not my Tetris. And then all of the games have to include the Type A song from the Game Boy version, which is your... Yep, it's that one. So every Tetris game has to have that. Now, apparently, Alexei wasn't originally happy about the song being used because he said it wasn't good for Russian culture. You know, because instead of people being like, "Oh, Russia," they're going Tetris. So I think he got over that, though. I'm not 100% sure, but I assume he got over that.
I swear, like, a lot of people know that song because of Tetris.
Yeah, no, that's the only way I know it.
There's no way I'm going back and looking through classic Russian, not literature, musical notes and listening to that.
Right. So, back to the 90s. Another company, which you were talking about a minute ago, called Tengen, which this was a division of Atari. They made a version of Tetris for the NES. So, apparently, they based their game off of an arcade version.
The black cart.
Yes. And they distributed using the name Tetris, the Soviet mind game, and they made the R backwards.
Oh, like corn.
Yeah.
Or Toys R Us.
Yeah. So Nintendo wasn't real happy about this, and they fought with Atari, saying that they had stolen the rights to the Tetris game, and they ended up suing. The courts ruled in Nintendo's favor, having the only rights to the home game version of Tetris. So the Tengen version was recalled, and like you said, this version is a little more rare. So if you find it or you own it, it's worth about $60 loose. Or if you find the complete in box, it's $140.
Thank God I didn't have to guess it this time.
Yeah, this one would have been...
Oh, that'll be coming later.
Yeah, that'll be coming later. So Nintendo ended up releasing their own version on the NES, selling over 8 million copies. And apparently the NES version doesn't have the side-by-side two-player option like the Tengen version. They kind of let you down in the Nintendo version, the official
Yeah,
release.
the multiplayer department. Because like that would have been the best, like back in the day. Just pissing your parents off. This little shit, he's better than me at fucking Tetris.
You know, and that's just like a really brief summarized version of the history of Tetris. There's some more legal stuff and
yeah, the history is deep on Tetris.
Yeah, which is super surprising. You would think for such a simple game it wouldn't have such a deep history.
Hey, but it's simple and perfect, so
yeah, and you know, it's a simple game, just like, you know, it was said, but it can be really addictive. And you know, now we've got like Tetris 99 for the Switch,
which I play.
That I got pretty addicted to it for a couple weeks, and I was like, I can't do this.
My highest was 2.
You got to 2?
Yes. I still want the
That's
number one spot, but I'll take it too.
Right.
Oh, God damn it. That could be used out of context.
I think I've got like to number 13, which the Tetris 99 is like a battle royal. You play with 99 other people, and basically you're trying to Tetris everyone out of the game. So
yeah, it's a lot harder than it sounds.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how the battle system part works, but you can like aim at other players, and yeah, it's you want to be the last one standing. You want to be the last one still playing. It gets
really, really difficult. You just get dumped on pretty much by everyone else who's a lot better. Because a lot of people have been playing this game since day one, and they're fucking insane.
Right. And, one thing that we didn't mention, like when you are playing 2-player in Tetris, usually when you get a Tetris or you clear like 2 or 3 lines at a time, it'll bump up on the player 2's or the other player's screen and make their blocks rise.
Yeah. Or sometimes you'll drop shit on them depending on which version.
Yeah. So there is a little bit of a battle mechanic in Tetris, in most Tetris games anyways.
In most puzzle games in general, that will, like in Super Puzzle Fighter 2, that will happen, and Puyo Puyo, a whole bunch of other ones.
Right. So let's talk about Dr. Mario, since this is a review on both.
Let's take some pills.
Pill poppin'. So, Dr. Mario, this game, you throw the colored pills into a bottle-shaped thing, and what you're wanting to do
I always thought of it as a stomach as a kid. I thought it was like inside someone's body with the germs there, and you're just throwing all these pills down someone's throat. That's just my sick, demented self, but...
That's a lot of extra pills down in that stomach.
Hey, you gotta get rid of the germs somehow, eh?
That's gonna kill the germs and everything else.
Free healthcare up here in Canada. All the pills you want.
It's Mario in the Canadian health system. Here you go.
Answer to all your life's problems. Pills down the throat.
Yeah. So he's throwing these pills, which they can be 3 different colors, and usually the pills are 2 colors. So they can either be red, yellow, or blue, or they can be double red, or double blue, or double yellow. So what you're trying to do is place the matching color on top of the germs.
You can put them horizontally or vertically, depending on what color you need. For the germ, you can set up combos doing that as well. So you can set it vertically and have like another germ below. You can drop them over after this one's completed.
Well, you have to get 3 of the same color on that particular germ to kill it. And yeah, that's what you're doing. Just you match 3 colors on it, like Goob said, vertical or horizontally. It'll kill the germ, and then you can work on another one, or until the screen is cleared of all the germs.
And there can be a lot of fucking germs on your screen at the same time.
Yeah. And just like Tetris, this game has a speed where you can either start out on a higher level, which if you start out on a higher level on Dr. Mario, you're going to have more germs to kill, or you can turn up the speed. I mean, there's a couple of different options you can do to make this game really, really hard, because when you first start out, you only have a few germs. You have like maybe 4 on level 1, and then every level it increases by 1 or 2.
Yes.
Until it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of germs that you're trying to kill off. These pills rotate just like in Tetris. So, you push the button, you can switch the colors around or place them differently.
Or just throw them aside like some shitty bricks in Tetris. Or touch dominoes, whatever the hell. That happens a lot.
And again, in Tetris and in Dr. Mario, the best part is you can pick the music. Now, there's not very many choices of music, but each game has 2 or 3 songs apiece. What did you think of the music, Goobs?
Oh, all the songs are awesome. They're all iconic. You can go back and we'll just bring you right back to childhood right away playing Tetris. And same with Dr. Mario, because I played that one a lot too as well. Because they're smart games, they're puzzles. It's like, oh, he's getting smarter, he's doing really good. No, I'm still playing video games. But they're earworms, man. Like, I've been humming these fucking songs for weeks now, playing these games, getting ready for the show.
Yeah, it's especially the Tetris song. You'll hum it a lot, and the first Dr. Mario song. I can't remember which one it is. It's the freeze or the chill, whatever it is it's called. The one that's selected when you play. The dun 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 dun.
Oh, fuck you, man.
It's stuck in your head forever now.
Everyone just like I agree with Goobs at that moment right now. Fuck you, Toby.
But yeah, so it's got. I think the music's pretty good. I mean, it'd be nice if there was more.
Yeah, if there was more great music, that would always be the good thing. But hey, man, it's better than fucking Adventures of Lolo.
I love that. That's your bar of like.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Steve said so. Almost said my full name there.
Now there is a 2-player mode where you can compete, just like in Tetris. You can you play against each other. It's the first one that has 3 victories wins. And what's cool about this is you can, and this is the same for Tetris. You can be on different levels. So, like, if I'm not very good and Goobs is awesome, I can be at a level 1 and Goobs can be at a level 5. So it makes it more fair.
Yeah, you can ramp it right up. And yeah, just like a little bit of, what the fuck is that called? A handicap.
Yeah. And, you know, I remember playing with my grandma and stuff all the time. And, you know, I would set it as low as I could go and she'd set it to like 20 or 30, you know, as maxed out as it can be. And still whoop my ass.
And she's still whooping your ass.
Yeah. But that's what was cool is you felt like you had a chance as a kid because you could adjust it. Now, in this little combo pack, what's really cool is they have a mix match, which is a game of Tetris, a game of Dr. Mario, and then it finishes out with Tetris on a timer. So, like, the first round, you have to get so many lines knocked away before you move on to the Dr. Mario line. And then you have so many germs that you have to kill in the Dr. Mario level. And then you go to Tetris and it's just a timer of who can get the most points before the timer runs out.
Yeah, it's very awesome to have a challenge mode like that built into the game.
Yeah, especially with, you know, I kind of wish that it would go back and forth one more time or something, or maybe make the third round random. You know, to where it's either Tetris or Dr. Mario and there's just a bunch of germs. But I get why it's Tetris, because you can continuously play. And, you know, Dr. Mario, once the germs are gone...
Yeah, it's over. You're off to the next level. But Tetris is non-stop, man.
Yeah, so it's cool that you've got both. So, but you got to be good at Tetris to really win.
I don't think we talk about the controls, but they're the same for both games.
Yeah.
You can just move it around. You can move your brick around different ways. Or move the pill.
Move on with the D-pad, and then you can rotate, and you can hold down to slam your pieces down.
That's the best thing ever. It's like playing dominoes with a whole bunch of buddies, and like you're that asshole slams on the table. That's like Tetris, like boom.
So I told you that I have some memories as a kid playing Tetris and Dr. Mario. Do you have any memories of playing these games?
Pretty much as everyone in the family playing Tetris, going for the high score. Nothing really too serious, like nothing too crazy. No fights have ever broken out because of Tetris that I know of. You never know what happens when you go to sleep.
Right. What was your first system to play Tetris on?
It probably would have been Game Boy.
Yeah, I think mine was Game Boy too, but I didn't play Dr. Mario until we got this Super Nintendo cartridge.
See, I had Dr. Mario on NES. I had Tetris on NES as a standalone copy as well.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think my first taste was when I got my Game Boy for Christmas. It pretty much was packing it into every single fucking one.
Yeah. And I remember playing at a family member's house. They had the original like big brick Game Boy, and they had Tetris, and they had the Mario Land.
Oh yes,
or whatever it is. Yeah, and so we'd go back and forth and take turns playing that underneath the lamp because you couldn't see it hardly.
That's the one thing that sucked about that lovely gray brick.
It needed a light, a backlight. So bad.
You have a fucking headlamp on your head while you're playing, what are you doing? Underneath the cushions in your room? What are you doing in there? Oh, no, I'm playing Game Boy, I'm not doing nothing else. Yeah, sure you are. You got some Playboys under there. No, I don't. Hey Toby, I think there's a tree falling down outside. I better go check that out, I guess, eh?
Tree? Yeah. Go make sure it didn't like smash your car or something.
I'm more worried about my barbecue.
Oh, yeah. You might want to check on that too. I'll just sit here and play my my old brick Game Boy and play some Tetris.
Don't forget to blow the cartridge.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna blow in it because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. It helps the connectors connect.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Ooh. Ooh.
What the? Is my Game Boy making it?
Oh, Toby!
Oh.
Normally you rub me. This is a whole other way of waking me up.
Oh. No. Don't take it like that. Please.
Oh, I need to hide in here more often. That was splendid.
Goobs Genie, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm a lot better now. Thank you for the nice woken stroke.
Hey, you know what? Have you ever played Tetris or Dr. Mario?
Oh, I invented a comrade.
Did you, Alexi?
Oh, in Russia, Genie is you.
Well, that's a plot twist. So, do you, is there any codes for Tetris? It doesn't seem like there would be.
Well, no, not really, Toby. But I can make the game harder for you, because, Tetris gets pretty simple in the early game.
Harder? Why would you want to make it harder?
Because I like making things harder, just like you 2 minutes ago. Keep blowing, buddy.
Okay, so
keep blowing.
How do you do that? How do you make it harder?
To warp 10 levels ahead, this one works in the NES game. You select the level you want to go to, hold A, then press start. It's as simple as that. Get you harder than you ever been before. Oh.
That's it?
Yes, sometimes I'm mediocre. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, get back into this cart, please. Just get back into it.
Oh, no!
Get back in.
That's my way going last.
Oh my goodness. Ugh, I don't even feel like I'm not gonna hold this cart. That's fucking gross.
Yeah, they get pretty dusty in the old age, the carts.
Oh, hey.
You didn't get it working?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. You wanna hear some fun facts?
It's on the fun facts of Toby.
So it's weird going into fun facts when we just talked about a bunch of fun facts about the history of Tetris. But we have a game show, Goobs.
No.
Yep. How much is this game? This is the game show where Goobs
Fucks up.
gets to try to guess how much this game is worth. Now, Goobs, we are talking Tetris Dr. Mario for the Super Nintendo. We usually go loose first. That means it's just the cartridge. How much do you think this game goes for loose, just the cartridge?
$12.50.
$12.50. Man, do you remember how much the Tengen copy goes for?
A lot more than that. Around 70, you said?
60.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, but this
you're
is a
saying
dual pack, though. This isn't Tengen. This game was, widely released.
Okay, so you're saying $12.50?
Yes.
This game goes for $15 loose.
I was close.
You were close.
$2.50 away, man. $2.50.
$2.50. So,
$3.50.
Closed in box. Now, we're not talking new. We're just talking, it's got the booklet.
We're not talking minty mint.
Yeah, we're not talking minty mint. This is just the box, the booklet, the game. How much does it go for, Goobs?
I'm going to say $25.
25. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
This game goes for $29.
Shit dicks!
You were so close on both of these. I give you a partial credit on these because you were way closer than I think you've ever been before.
Well, less of the time I got it on bang on twice.
Yeah.
That was Mega Man, though, so.
But you know what's really cool? This is just a fun fact on my part. I actually just recently, last week, came across a closed-in-box Tetris Dr. Mario. They sold it to me for $15.
Nice.
So I got a hell of a deal. If it's going for about 30, I paid the loose price for it. So I was pretty excited. It's one of those games that I'm glad I have closed in box because, I did play this game with my grandma. So, that's a nice little addition to the collection. But anyways, so here's some other fun facts about these games. It was released exclusively in North America and was one of the last Super Nintendo games released. That is the Tetris Dr. Mario combo for Super Nintendo.
You think it'd be more expensive at that point because a lot of the games that come in late in the life of the system are the more rarer ones.
Right. And it's crazy that this was a later game in the system. You'd have thought that this would have been one of the selling points of play your favorites on the new game,
Yeah, but people, if they're already into that game, they're already going to have the other two, right? So there's not really...
Right.
And parents are they're stingy with their money, let me tell you. I'm the same way.
So the Japanese version contains only Dr. Mario, and I guess Bulletproof Software held the Tetris license in Japan, so they couldn't get it, so it was just Dr. Mario, from what I understand.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yeah, so they didn't have the Tetris combo. And this game apparently sold about 6 million copies.
Don't fucking doubt it.
Yeah.
Pure, wrecking ball, man. Put those two great puzzle games together in one cart. Stand the fuck out of the way, because it's coming hard.
So this game was ranked IGN's 27th best game on Super Nintendo. And it's noted that it's probably because of the mix match mode. So the mix match mode, it did add a really cool element to two games. A little bit of both.
Yeah, and you get the multiplayer challenge aspect involved, so totally makes sense.
So according to the Tetris and Dr. Mario instruction manual for the Super Nintendo, the red virus is a female. And this information is absent from the NES version of the manual.
No.
So, yeah. So when you look at that red one, just know how sexy she is.
I always thought of it as herpes, so...
So, well, now you want the herpes.
I always thought they were STDs when I was a teenager. Yeah, here, take this. There's gonorrhea, syphilis.
The 1989 prototype of Dr. Mario is the earliest known build of the game, and at this point in the development, it was just called Virus.
With no doctor? It could have been anyone, really. It didn't have to be Mario.
Right. Yeah, no, it could have... Yeah, it didn't have to be Mario.
But no one would take it seriously if it was Dr. Luigi. Look at this fuck up. There's no way I'm taking his medication. Oh, no!
So, apparently the prototype has a bunch of differences from the final version of the game, which I don't know what the differences would have been, but they were there. So, another cool thing about the Tetris game, they've used it in cases to study ADHD and PTSD, and they've done a lot of tests using Tetris.
I can see that, and also your what the fuck's that thing I'm trying to think of? Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
They're testing that as well.
There was some kind of study about how much your brain it's functioning when you first start playing Tetris, and the faster it goes, your thoughts slow down or something. I didn't quite understand it, but they said that people who played Tetris more, they wouldn't have that initial thinking hard kind of. They weren't using as much brain power when they would first start after they'd been playing the game for a couple weeks.
Oh.
So it helped.
So video games make you smarter. You heard it here first.
Yeah, as I try to fumble around that explanation.
Unfortunately, we're not two cases of that.
But yeah, that's really all I've got for fun facts on this on this Tetris Dr. Mario video game.
Well, a lot of the fun facts were used before in the history of Tetris.
Yes. So, usually we're pretty pissed off. And you know what we usually do right here?
We fucking rage!
Oh, come on!
That's right. This is the Rage Meter. We give a 1 to 10 on how mad this game makes us, which we're going to have to split this up into two, I think. One for Tetris and one for Dr. Mario.
We can combo it in together. I think we're pretty confident in our skills.
Okay. Let's... Well... Yeah, okay.
Unless you find one more frustrating than the other, you can separate them. I'm comfortable giving both the same score.
Okay.
I'm going with
Go
a
ahead.
4.5 on my Rage Meter. It doesn't totally make me want to, like, rip open a pop can and shove it into my thigh. But a 4.5 is definitely good. Nothing's better than getting a little bit high on the legal Canadian marijuana. Shoutouts to Jenny Bean. She gets her one shoutout this episode. The first lady episode, or the first lady of episodes, the first lady of levels. And then, yeah, Tetris is like, I find it fucking calming, even in the higher stages of it, because I've never been so focused in my life as I have been playing Tetris. Because my brain is kind of scattered-brained, as you guys know. I come up with random discussions and can barely keep on fucking track for 5 minutes. But, excuse me. 1 second, Toby.
You're fine.
Got a fucking tickle in my throat there. No, what the fuck is... Oh, yeah, how I can't pay attention. But Tetris has always been like that ground zero for me. I can sit down and just watch and play this game constantly. No matter if, like, I can watch someone play, like my wife Jenny, and then I'll be criticizing her every single move. Because I'm like, why the fuck did you put that there? Oh, no, it's all downhill now. You're done. And I can sit there and, like, just the getting your brain going, that's what I find Tetris does for me. Same with Dr. Mario. Never really found him too much difficult. Sure, that when you're in the higher levels, but that's how you're going to get, like, when you're fucking just going and going and going, it's going to get harder and harder and harder, because that's what she said. So I'm going to stick with my 4.5. Nothing really makes me too aggravated with this game, but it's a little frustrating at times, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. On to you, Toby. Back to Channel 5 News.
I think Dr. Mario is a little more frustrating. Just because I feel like it's simpler, and for some reason that fucks with you a little bit. I think because of how simple it is, you're just stacking 3 of the same color onto the virus. You mess up more, you overthink, or you overcorrect with those little pills, and then you get the wrong color on top of it, and then you have to get 3 of that color on top of that one before you can get to your other pill.
Or try to go from underneath. There's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong, and there's a lot that can go wrong in Tetris too. Like you press down and you miss the hole that you're trying to make it into, or
that never happens.
It always happens. I feel like there's something about the simplicity of Dr. Mario that's a little bit harder, but both games are pretty relaxed. So I'm just gonna give Dr. Mario a 5, and I think I'm gonna give Tetris a 4. Like
so
I said,
4.5.
4.5. But I want to make sure that it's known that Dr. Mario is just a little more frustrating to me. Now, I feel like once you start playing and you get to the harder levels and things get faster, it's just stressful just because things are moving so fast and you have to...
Yeah, but it's a gradual build up to that point. So, like, first couple times, yeah, it's fast, but then once you've been playing for 2 hours straight, you're like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, but what sucks even more is once you've gone to a fast level and then you mess up and then you start at level 1 again and it's slow.
But then it's like you're fucking Neo from the Matrix, man. You're like honed in now. Everything's going slow. You can like pre-think everything, and then like it's setting you right up again for the shit, and you're ready for it this time. Going in balls deep.
Well, and that's why I only gave it a 4.
You take the blue pill or the red pill. Hey!
Or the yellow pill.
Yeah, we don't care about that. That gives you syphilis.
But yeah, not a frustrating game. So with that being said, I think we should move on to our ratings overall for this cartridge, this combo cartridge. And we will give it a rating from 1 to 10. 1 being we don't like it at all, 10 being it's the best game ever. Goobs, what the hell did you think of this game?
Well, Toby, I'll tell you what the hell I thought of this game. I'm gonna give this game an 8. 8.5.
Ooh, snuck in the point.
Well, you cut me off, so I was just like, dramatic pause. 0.5.
It was a good dramatic pause.
Yeah, no, it's 2 absolute classics wrapped up in one. You got that new multiplayer version in there, like with the extra challenges, so that's a lot of fun. A lot of people seem to like it. It did rate super high on the IGN best Super Nintendo games ever, even though it has no fucking sway, in my opinion, on this game. Tetris you can play non-stop, any day, every day. Dr. Mario, same thing. You got 5 minutes to kill, you got 15 minutes to kill. It depends on how good you are at the game. Skill-based games are one of my favorites, and these two are like those pretty much. These are the top 2 puzzle games I've ever played. So 8.5 from the Goobs.
I like that a lot.
The music is definitely like off the chain for both games too.
Yes.
You'll be humming along until you throw the controllers up in your hair and shout obscenities.
There's a Dwayne and Brando reference.
See, you finally get a musical reference, Toby. You get +1.
And there we go. So I agree with a lot of that, and I think I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8.5 too. I was sitting there at an 8, but I wasn't calculating in the mix challenge thing, which I feel like is a great addition to this little combo pack that they had something like that. It wasn't just like, oh, here's Tetris, here's Dr. Mario. They also decided to add in a new feature to where, yeah.
And they gave us better graphics too. Not that the graphics are fucking stellar on these games, but
they cleaned them up a little bit.
Yeah, it's bricks and pills.
Yeah, not a lot going on.
A lot of people get mad that I keep calling them bricks when I know the actual name, but I'm already this deep. Take a chill pill.
I'm calling them bricks.
Hey.
Yeah, so I mean, I love these games. Tetris is a classic. No matter what system you put it on, you do Tetris Attack, you do Tetris 2, whatever Tetris game you throw.
There's a fucking VR Tetris.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be Tetris. You're gonna have a good time. Like I said, Tetris 99 was a good game. So,
like, don't play Wetris though.
Ooh, I've never played that.
I own it. I shouldn't have said that.
Ooh, I own it too, I think, and I've never played it.
Oh God, no.
Future review. But no, this game, this game right here, it's a classic. And then you got Dr. Mario, which is also a classic. They're just good games. They're good puzzle games. They're good games to challenge your friends, your family. Definitely good for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, to
Thanksgiving,
plug in a
Christmas
Super Nintendo.
coming up.
Yep. So this is definitely one of those games that everyone can play. A game that anyone of any age can play. Almost. You know?
As long as you got 2 thumbs in the brain, jump on in. I'm sure someone's gonna get mad about that too.
Finish him.
So this is the part of the show where we wrap everything up and we Tetris clear out the rest of the show. Goobs, will you tell me about your other project?
Go listen to the Derailers with my wonderful wife Jenny Bean and my best friend Ripkin. They're on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but go check out. We have a bunch of episodes you can go listen to. New ones will be coming, I promise you. I'll put my left nut on the train track that there will be a train coming through shortly. And I swear to God, if Ripkin fucks me over and I lose a nut, he's going to lose another toe. Just go check out the Derailers. Toby, what about your other project? You can listen to Derailers absolutely everywhere. And follow me on Twitter at GoobsWN.
Well, you can follow me on the Twitter and Instagram at Toby Von Doom. You can follow my other show, Secret Transmission Podcast, on all the major podcasting platforms. If you like conspiracies, the paranormal, true crime, and some other fun, silly willy stuff, go check it out. You can follow it on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Transpod. Did I say that?
Whatever. Say it twice. Say it
maybe I
twice.
said it
Twice is nice.
But you know what? We should really say twice where you can find Secret Levels on social media, because you can find it on Instagram and Twitter at Secret Levels Pod. We have a Facebook page. We have a Facebook group called Secret Levels Group.
And you're already listening to us, so thank you.
Yes.
Why don't you tell your friends and family? Well, maybe not your family, but tell your friends about us. Because your family might be like, whoa, what the fuck are you into? There's a lot of
Some
dick
weird
jokes.
stuff.
There's a lot of weird things that these guys say.
Well, and speaking of weird things, if you want to talk about weird things with us, join our Discord group.
Oh, please join the Discord group. I want to meet more and more of the people out there that listen to this show. We already have a great family, and it's growing every day. And I love every single person in that Discord group, and everyone should join and have a lot of fun with us. We play video games. Right now, we're playing Pokemon pretty much every fucking single day of the week. We're doing raids together. We're doing trades. We're doing all sorts of shit with animals. Hey.
Hey. So,
join the group and have a lot of fun with us.
Yep. And the link is in the show notes, so go click that and join the Discord. Leave us a freaking view.
We need some reviews. I know we hate pandering to people, but please, how about you boys? Give us a 1 to 5 star rating on whatever the fuck you're listening to us on. Because we're all over the place, so a whole bunch of ratings would be good for us. Even if it was 1 star saying, Goob, shut the fuck up about us rating 1 to 5 stars. I'll take it. It's something. At least you put the effort in.
But if you don't want to leave us a review, but you still want to support us.
You want to put something fucking awesome on your chest, you can go to tpublic.com/user/secret levels. And you know what? You're going to get +5 on hard cocks. Because everyone walking past you will be like, whoa, that's a good shirt. Swing, swing, swing. Be like Wayne's World all over again. But everything's in your direction. If you don't want hard cocks, maybe you'll get something else pointing in your direction. But hey, that's what Secret Levels do. We give people hard cocks.
Hey, and right now we've got a brand new Goob's Genie style shirt.
Fucking right we do. Ooh, go to tpublic.com and get the new Genie shirt. Give you the Genie weenie. Ooh, maybe I'll slide into your Game Boy cartridge. Ooh.
Oh, no, don't remind me.
Game over, folks.